Oskar and the Eight Blessings by Richard and Tanya Simon. Oskar arrived in New York on the 7th day of Hanukkah. It was also Christmas Eve. He knew his Aunt Esther would be lighting the menorah at sunset. To reach her before the sun went down, Oskar would have to walk over 100 blocks on the avenue called Broadway. The city was terribly big, Oskar was terribly small, and Broadway stretched before him like a river. Oskar was already tired, hungry, and cold. His father's last words felt very far to him. After a few blocks, he looked up to see a woman feeding pigeons. She offered him a piece of a stale roll so he can feed them too. Oskar wanted to feed the birds, but he was too hungry not to swallow the morsel himself. The woman reached inside her coat and gave him a small loaf of bread. It was warm and fresh. It gave him the strength to keep walking. He saw a newsstand full of comics. One showed a strong man in a cape doing amazing things. He stopped bullets. He stopped trains. The newsstand man held out his hand. Oskar didn't have any money, so he gave back the comic book. The man called to him. "Keep it, kid. Merry Christmas." Oskar clutched his gift, his Superman, and he heard his father's words. "You have to look for blessings." Oskar kept walking. He stopped when he heard music coming from a little alley where a big man was humming a jazzy tune. The man whistled to Oskar. Oskar whistled back. They made a tune as fast and light as the snowflakes falling around them. It was Oskar's first conversation in America. At the corner of a park, boys were having a snowball fight. One boy slipped. Oskar leapt and caught him, just as the Superman would have done. The boy was laughing, and that made Oskar laugh. But when he looked at Oskar's cold hands, he stopped laughing. He took off his mittens. Oskar put them on and felt the boy's warmth. He had something to give to the boy, too. A few blocks later, a tall lady in a big coat walked out of a building. A policeman shouted, "Stand aside!" Oskar stopped short. "Oh, Thomas, he's just a child," the lady said to the policeman. "Let him pass." She winked at Oskar. The policeman moved out of Oskar's path. "Yes, Mrs. Roosevelt." Mrs. Roosevelt. The sun was setting and Oskar began to run. He had to get to Aunt Esther's before she lit the shamash. Running, he stumbled and fell. A hand reached down and pulled him up. "Back on your feet, son." His father was right. People can be good. He turned the corner and ran down the street, looking for her house. He ran past a woman humming a niggeroo. Suddenly, he heard a name. Benjamin? It wasn't his name. It was his father's, and it washed over him. She had a dimpled smile just like his. "That's Papa," he said. "I'm Oskar," whispered Aunt Esther. The end.